Alright, I should be live now. Oh, no, you have to hold it on this game, that's right.
Of course. The prince. It is time you saw what your kingdom is truly
I swear
like.
it's been so long since I've played the Fable games. I love them so much. Unfortunately, I don't really, unless I really make a point to try and check out some RPGs on this channel, like I had last week and what I'm hoping to do for this possible full playthrough. Last time it was just to fill a void I felt I needed. But man, the Fable games are very massive.
The age of industry.
At least as far as like not massive in the world. I mean massive to me. Played Fable 2. I actually never beat the first Fable game. I actually never got a hold of that one until after Fable 3. And
when freedom is nothing but a dream.
It's gonna stop. They kind of got some dialogue going in the game.
To lead a rebellion. To be a hero. Welcome to the city of the downtrodden. Where those who dare to speak out are punished. And those who dare to hope find nothing to hope for.
This chicken, I swear to God, goes through some serious shit. The fact that it pulls through all this, man, legendary status. The chicken is the most mythical beast in the entire game. Immortal. I don't remember the effect in this game of kicking chickens. I really wished it was something kind of like the Zelda games. Just swarms of chicken just ruin your day.
Yet they cannot triumph alone.
Look, as far as I'm concerned, that's just a feather that's fallen off. That chicken is immortal.
The uprising has begun.
That corpse in his hand, no, that's a dove.
But
Got in
who
the way.
will lead
Took the bullet
the
for him.
revolution?
I don't think I've ever done a purely evil Fable campaign. I've done full good, and I've done like a bit of a mix where I just kind of end up somewhere in the middle. I've also taken some of the more
what a dreadfully sorry
selfish
sight.
endings in like 2 and 3.
Such a beautiful day to
But I've
rest
never
in
just
bed.
been
Don't
like,
you agree?
no, just pure selfish and evil.
What? Oh, go away, Jasper.
Now that is hardly the response of a prince. I'm afraid it is time to rise.
Although I
With your
have
permission, I
felt
shall
the strong
wake your
need to just stay in
sleeping
bed all day
companion.
like our prince here.
Ah, yes, one's heart soars before such regal bearing. I trust you both slept well. You have a busy day ahead.
Jasper, I love
Come on,
you,
boy.
but don't
If
fuck
I
with
have
my
to get up,
dog.
So do you.
My dog is life.
It's not going to work. Don't look at me like that. Oh, very well. Good dog. What a pair. The kingdom is doomed.
I also seem to recall that there were some Fable games in
Now,
the
sir, if
works
you will
a
follow
while
me, perhaps
back.
we can find some appropriate clothing for today's activity.
Oh, do I want to be super ultra princey, or do I want to be a little bit more city folk?
Lady Elise is most eager to speak to you this morning
Man.
and is waiting for you in the garden.
All right,
No doubt
at
you
this
will wish
at
to
this
look
stage
your
in the game,
best
I'm
for your
supposed to
young
be a
friend.
big princely good guy,
I have
so I'm
taken the
taking
liberty of
I'm
arranging
taking the
two
more elegant
suitable
outfit.
outfits, if you would care to choose. Ah, splendid choice. I'm sure Lady Elise will approve.
Perhaps you ought to make your way to her now.
Yep,
And I would
I got it,
recommend-
Jasper.
Have a good day, sir.
Don't need to sit around
Will
for
do.
that.
Bye, Jasper.
My prince.
All right, follow the glowing trail. No yellow brick road here.
Hello, Prince. Welcome, dear friend.
Good day to you.
Good day, Prince.
Kind of curious. We know what this leads to, but like the idea that the prince has never been in here.
The royal mausoleum is closed by the order of King Logan. Things seem quiet enough.
Oh, I never actually checked that out, so I guess our brother just is the very reason that we would have never been up in here. Hey, Halo Master Chief, welcome to the stream. Quinn is unfortunately working today. He had a couple of people call in sick, so at his shop he wasn't able to have anyone available to fill in the roles, so he had to go in. Normally he'd be off today.
I'll protect you, my lady.
I don't
Kind
know.
of
You don't
the
look
thing
so
that sucks
tough
when you're
either.
the manager and
Perhaps you can
you have
give me a
people that don't really
demonstration of your
know how to go in and do their job while sick. Which you might argue is, let's go for the kiss. Which you might argue is the ideal route, especially when you're dealing with people, but I'll be honest, I've had a couple of days I've had to go in sick. Shit sucks. What's new with
How's
you?
that?
Not bad, not bad. I suppose you'll do.
I'll do. Do you see this
I thought you'd never
outfit?
get up. Did Jasper tell you I wanted to speak to you?
Yes. Did something happen?
I hope the game's
not sure,
fairly well
everyone
like
in the
mixed
castle
between
seems
the
to be
game
upset with
audio
your
and my
brother.
audio.
More
I
than
tried
usual.
to
And it's even worse.
I tried to
down in the
balance it a
city.
bit. Quinn needs like a month vacation. You know, as much as I want to be
You
the
hear such
asshole older
terrible
brother and be like,
stories.
nah, fuck him. Just let him
Listen,
work 24
They say
hours a
factory
day.
worker was
I
executed
can't help
this
but
morning.
agree. Like, he
I'm
has
sure it's only a rumor, but you can imagine how people are talking.
checking out
Staff
the
in
whole
castle
town.
are anxious. I told them you'd speak to
That
them.
building off to, oh dang
you
it,
do
they
that?
took it away. There's a building
I'm
off to
afraid
the
of what
left
might
that like
happen if
the
someone
outline
doesn't
of it
calm
almost
things
looked like
down.
a soldier with a shield.
If you think it will help.
I do.
He has
They may fear the
anyways,
king,
back on to
but they
Quinn.
still care
He
for their
has been
prince. So, my good
overworking
prince,
for an
will you take my
underrated
hand and escort
pay
me to the castle?
so hard
Everyone's
these
waiting
past
for
couple
you.
of weeks. Well, there we go. Take your hand, and that means pretty much nothing because
Good.
I'm going to
Now
run
let's
faster
go.
than you.
I can't believe your brother could have had a worker executed. But sometimes I think...
But
well,
yeah,
that
to
there's something
fill it
wrong
in,
with him.
like, Quinn's supposed to
He's
have like a
changed so
40-hour
much.
work week, like that's
He looks
just
so tired
standard.
all the time.
But because he is, he's got a set pay, you know,
I
he's
told
got
Sir Walter about the
salary
speech.
pay.
He'll be there to support you.
He is
I don't know what
unfortunately
this
in a
place would be
position
like without
that
him.
when things
I'm
like
sure
this
he'll want to
happen, he
continue
goes
with your
in, and if he
instructions
works more than
today.
40
He
hours,
seems
that's it.
obsessed
Like
with
it
combat
doesn't
training
matter.
lately.
He just works harder for you know less pay. Oh jeez.
Well, I heard all he did was stand up for one
I
of
think
the
he
kids
had like a
working in the
couple of
factory.
60-hour
where
work
it
weeks
is.
lately.
Next thing you know, it's one of us that's...
Quick,
I've been like
straighten those clothes.
5-6 weeks now without a vacation day, but at least I'm consistently having
Welcome,
the
Your Majesty.
the 40-hour work
Such
week,
an honour
unlike
to have
him.
you here today. The staff are convened to hear your words.
But yeah,
Are you
Halo
ready?
Master Chief, what's been new with you? What's I am going to encourage our chef. I'm gonna be the good guy. There's no
You
need to be
have
an
all been
asshole.
through
We have
some
one of those in
difficult
this
times.
in this castle already.
And the king has been too preoccupied to treat you as he should. But I ask you all to ignore any wild rumors you hear. I promise to speak with my brother about improving conditions for both you and your families outside the castle. Thank you.
You call that a royal speech? You didn't shout, you didn't threaten, and you were far too reasonable. It was bloody marvelous. Right then.
You know, in my
ready
opinion, the
for
way
today's
royalty should
training?
act. Oh, geez, I can't. There we go. I kind of
suppose you've
understand
heard
the
the
idea of
rumors
the
then.
asshole king, but I also like love the
afraid they're
fantasy
quite
idea
true.
of just the
Who
noble,
knows what your
high
brother will do next?
honor,
In the
big,
meantime, the mood in the castle is getting
nothing
more
but a
uneasy
genuinely
by the
good
day.
guy, but it's harsh
I think
in
you
like
have a
harsh
knack for
scenarios.
reaching out to people.
Not to be harsh
They all
in
looked up to you
calmer
back
times.
there. The way they look
It's a
up
big,
to a leader.
big pull to the Arthurian, iconicized
A lot of
princely
people
knight.
to see your brother today. Poor son.
Well, you're still trying to work at the transit business. Is that you're still trying to get a job within that, or are
So,
you
Walter,
still
what a
just
stroke
working
of
hard
luck.
there? Because
Would you be
I
so
think
kind
last
as
I
to
heard
sign
you
my petition?
might have
We
had
must fight
an
to
interview or
eradicate
something.
Poverty in Albion.
I don't remember.
Too many suffer on our streets, and the king does nothing. He must be made to care.
Oh, very well, but I'm just an old soldier.
The video game
doubt
designing
my
and
name would
animation is
mean
my backup
anything.
plan.
But
The idea of
perhaps the
animation
prince here
is
would care to help you out.
Oh,
really
that would be
something that I
wonderful,
draw
Your
a
Majesty.
high appeal to.
Well, it would be the
It's
greatest
actually
honor.
something that it's got a weird threshold for. Yeah, I will sign this petition. It's got a weird threshold for like when you talk about other skilled trades and things like that. First of all, you do have to have some kind of artistic draw to something.
That was a courageous
Actually, you don't
move.
have to, but it does really help.
I doubt it would make much of a difference, but perhaps your brother will finally
But it's the kind of thing
realize
that like it's
that you
it's
have a
hard
mind
to
of
get
your own.
started and get somewhere
Let's
with,
see you put it to good use
and then
in
you
the
like
combat room. Come
cross
on.
that first threshold
You've
of
made good
being
progress these past
finally
few
some
weeks,
decent progress.
But today isn't about
And then you'll
press.
wind up where it almost feels like growth takes forever.
Fight
Hold on.
again. Do you remember the stories I tell you when you were a child?
All right, so yeah, you'll hit this point where
The great hero king.
growth
You'd never
starts
get
really
tired
slowing
of
down,
hearing
and it
those
takes
stories.
forever to feel like
And
you
after
actually
each
grow
one,
to any other like next
You remember
threshold.
what you would say?
Teach me how to be a
And
hero.
so like some things
Every
like
single
the
time.
growth is pretty
I wish that was
constant
something
until
an
you
old
get close to
soldier
that
like
point
me
of
could
like near
teach you.
mastery.
But I've done my best. Now I need you.
Maybe
to
it's
do
maybe
your
it's
best.
all art things, but I've never
Right.
actually
Don't think of
gone
me as
too hard
Walter.
into any of that.
Think of me as an enemy. Strike.
Sorry, I'm trying to play the game and talk at the same time. Holding a constant thought, not always the easiest thing.
Ha-ha! You only went and broke it.
I don't work yet, but I have a crew that will
Am I
help
a
me get
great
into the
teacher or
transit
what?
business. I could draw, but I haven't
Listen.
done drawings in a while.
There's something.
You know, I've
Walter,
mentioned before,
you have
I've
to
done
come
drawings,
quickly,
and it's been
both of
forever
you.
since I've
What
bothered
happened?
doing
Outside
any
the
of it.
castle. It looks like a demonstration.
I actually have
This is not
an
good.
idea for like a, I don't know, maybe like a 4-panel webcomic. Not something I want to do consistently. Not anything I'd be like, oh, this is gonna be a thing I make several iterations of or whatever.
They're right inside the
I just
castle
have this
grounds.
one
I've never seen so
story.
many people out there.
And it's just it's so
I should
short,
have
but it's
known
like this
this would
artistic
happen.
view in
I
my
don't
head.
think they realize
And the
what your
only thing
brother is
stopping me from
capable
doing
of.
it is
This
the idea
isn't
that I
going to
haven't
end
had a
well.
pen or pencil in my hand where I wasn't filling out a
It's
form
been a long time
in like
since Logan
4 or
listened to
5
me,
years.
But I should find him. Stay here.
And it's almost
There's
like
still
a
something we
mental
need to
block
talk
of
about.
trying to get over
We can't
the
just stand
stigma
here.
that
I
I
have a
have
horrible
put
feeling
upon
about this.
myself
We need
of
to do something.
what
Look,
it means
the
to
guards
do
moved
that.
away from the stairs. We should follow Walter. Find out what Logan's going to do. Let's
I'm
go while we
thinking
can.
maybe rather than jump into a project that I want to tackle and do
They
something
must be
fun
in the
with,
war room.
like
Then let's
this
get
this
there
little
before
idea
anyone
I have.
sees us.
It's I don't know what to call it. It's just one thing in my head, like a story I want to tell, and I don't want to jump into it for fear of losing any appeal. And so I'm thinking maybe I should just
You can see them.
pick up a pen and paper and
Think
just do
about what you're
anything.
doing, Logan.
I'm protecting.
Just put
the
anything
interests
on
of
pen
the
and
people.
paper
Do
aside
not
from
question
that
me again.
and try to
You
get back
will
in the swing
shoot
of
to
it.
kill. Start with the ring.
I certainly was not good at drawing in the past. I'm not
This
great.
is wrong. You can't do this.
But I'm also not terrible. I've got a
Never
weird
tell
like
me what
middle
I can't
ground
do.
of You wouldn't call me an artist, but you wouldn't say, "Oh, that's a terrible
We
stick
can't let him
figure."
kill all
Even.
those people. You're his brother. Maybe he'll listen to you. We have to do something.
I know you've mentioned wanting to work in the transit business for a
What are
while
you
now.
doing here?
What
The war
what
room is no
exactly
place
are you
for a
thinking you want to
child.
do
Leave now.
in that?
I'm
Do you
here
want
stop
to
you. You can't kill those people.
No.
like drive a train,
wait.
a bus? Do you
Enough.
want to be a driver, or
How
do you
dare
want
you
to
turn
be
against
like
me?
some
Perhaps
back-end
you believe
management
you should be the
position?
one making these decisions. You really wish to defend those traitors?
There's a lot of possible jobs
Then
within
so
that
be it.
field, and I'm curious where exactly you kind
Let
of
us
fall
see
for what
how
you'd
you
like
do.
to do.
Take my brother and his friend to the throne room. We shall settle this matter officially.
Now our princely brother's got to flex his power.
Move!
I'm going. What?
Leave her alone.
I just realized, like, when I
I'm
play the
alright,
good
I'm
guy
alright.
route on this game, I
worry.
have no
Whatever happens, we'll get through
nothing
this
that's
together.
really keeping me from having to just sit back and
Keep walking.
sit for
Here
40
come the
minutes and grind
saviors of
cash.
the people.
I can't really
Come
do that on a
closer,
live stream.
brother.
So the idea of being able
Today
to pull
you
off
have
a good guy
disappointed me
route
beyond measure.
without having to just
I
do
have
a
been
large
betrayed
amount of
by
money
my own
grinding off
blood
screen.
and a filthy spine.
Because
We did
I
nothing
am not
wrong.
going to sit here and
Punishment
play
must
40
be
minutes of
apportioned
mini
where
games
it
just to buy
belongs.
houses
Punish me, then.
and then spend 4
You are no
hours
longer a
waiting for
child,
money
and
to
it is time I
accrue
stopped
from
treating
rent.
you as one. You wish
That's
to
just-
save the traitors.
that's
who
not
had
gonna be
gathered
something that
outside the
makes for
castle
any
this
kind of
morning. Very
interesting
well.
gameplay.
You shall have your chance to save them. Here stand the leaders of the violent mob. I will give you a choice. Who will be punished? These strangers or this girl? The sentence will be death.
No, this can't be.
You are the prince. Decide.
Your Majesty, Logan, please.
I am giving you power over life and death. No, I won't do this. If you can't choose,
Choices
I
like
will.
this in this
They
game,
will
even though they
all
ultimately
be
don't mean
executed.
anything for
So
the
tell me,
overall
what are you willing to
story-driven
sacrifice
narrative
to
bit,
do the right thing?
This is
I like
madness.
these because they
We
do
can't.
have
We
a
just
strong moral
Choose
tie.
me. You can't let them all die. Choose me.
And you can expand on the ideas as much as
There's
you
only
want.
one decision you can make. It has to be me.
I know who I'm going
don't want
with.
to leave you, but what choice do we have?
But you can expand on it more for like some just
Thank you.
out there thinking. Like,
Thank
if you
you.
were really in the
It's
position,
all
what
right.
would you pick?
You did what you had to do. Never forget.
I don't
what
know. I
you've
think
done.
it's a fun little thought
that I
exercise
love
you can
you.
put yourself in.
Take the girl
and
away.
I don't think
Kill
I
her
would
now.
make a different choice than what I just did. Although I would feel a lot worse every time I had to make it.
you for this. Good.
This
Then you will
is,
never
I don't know,
forget it.
probably the third time I've
Escort
seen
my
that
brother
scene.
to his chambers. Now.
You would like to drive a bus, but you might be working in the garage or the office. The idea of driving a bus has like a double-edged sword for me. I actually like driving. I
You
drive
mustn't
to
blame
my
yourself,
to my
sir. I don't
job.
think any of us realize
It's more
just
than an
how far
hour
he'd
trip,
fallen
more than
into
70
bad.
miles I go
I
in for
have
my
to
job.
do something. I can't just
And the
stay
idea
here.
of like
You're not.
doing a
We leave the
bus route or
castle tonight.
something would
This
be really
kingdom needs
interesting
nothing
because of the
less
kind
than
of
a
people you get to
revolution.
meet.
It needs a new
But at the
leader.
same time,
It
I'm
needs
pretty
a
antisocial.
hero. It's
So,
time to see if
it would
you're
be a
ready.
real
Ready for what?
chore
To
to
be
get
your
involved
father's
with
son.
people in that sense. But if you're even just a little bit people friendly, I think I could really see the appeal
Let
of
it go.
that.
I will pack some essentials.
There's no time. We
Especially
take
because
nothing.
if you're driving a bus, you aren't necessarily having to
Come
like
on.
hold a conversation with
We
anyone
must
there.
leave now.
Don't worry, sir. I shall follow you wherever.
It's just like being able to fill that that social drive, but then there might also be
Still,
something to the idea of
maybe
just
I
being
should have
behind a
taken you
big,
away sooner.
heavy vehicle like that. I know I have some family members who
Where are we
they
going?
like driving. They love driving,
I thought
but
we
they
were leaving
love
the castle.
driving their
Ah.
truck. They hate getting behind the
That's
wheel of a
something we
car,
must do
and they
first.
like having the big, powerful machine behind what they're doing. I don't understand the appeal of that. I'm a bit more practical. I like having, you know, gas mileage that is in my benefit and things like that. And unless
time
I'm
we
doing
paid
something that
our
requires the
respects
power, I don't really
to
see the appeal
Albion's
to it.
last hero.
But I do know
I never
people
thought
that
I'd enter
that is a
this
huge
place
pull,
again.
and I'm kind of
You
interested in
should
that.
have known better.
What is it about driving a bus that really appeals to you, though?
The night your father died, I promised him I would bring you here one day, when you were old enough and strong enough. This is your history.
Sorry, I
This
had to
is
pull the
your
microphone
legacy.
away.
The world has been too long without a hero, but I'm hoping that it will have one soon.
Oh, don't worry, bro. I am gonna hero so hard. I'll be honest, what I do is a lot of office work, since you did mention something about being in the garage or the office. It does take a certain kind of person
This is your
to
father's most
willingly
treasured
take on the
possession,
office job,
the guild seal.
because it will
It
eat away at
chooses
you,
those
and
who
it's
have
kind
the
of a
power
matter
inside
of,
them. Those
does
who
the
have the
monotony of
potential
that
to become
really
legends.
affect you
Take it.
that heavily? That said, when you're doing something that you kind of believe in or something you like, even the office back end of it doesn't seem that bad all of a
Is
sudden.
something supposed to happen?
And I've gotten that view from doing a office job for something I hated, and then doing an office job for something that maybe I don't really like like what we do, but as far as like, oh, oh, this is so awesome, because I don't see that end of it. But I do know that what I do means a lot to the community, and what we do is a very needed service, and it helps a lot of kids. So, like, knowing that, and 'cause I can't get into specifics about what I do, I'd rather not put it too out there. I've gone over it a little bit here and there, but knowing that there's that end of it is really meaningful to me, and knowing that the cog I play in the machine that is the business I work for is a needed role still makes it feel very fulfilling.
You have the support of two friends. Jasper,
Oh, I see you.
who will serve
You.
always,
I saw that
and
just
Sir
as you
Walter
retracted
Beck,
that message.
who will be your greatest ally. Together you have already taken the first step in your journey.
Sorry about that.
Walk through the gate and claim
Don't know
your
why I'm
reward.
apologizing. You retracted it for your own reasons, but I didn't notice your answer. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna have to start making some like real choices in this
There
game,
is a
though.
great power inside you.
I got the
gauntlet
fireball.
will channel the magic within you. Use it by the tomb in the mausoleum, and the way out of the castle will open for you. You will return here when you have gathered enough followers to reach the next gate. Now go. Walter and Jasper will follow wherever you lead. And one day, perhaps the rest of Albion will do so too.
There we go. And out of the portal we go. So yeah, I'm sorry I did miss your message. I am still pretty curious about the appeal to the bus industry.
Well, do you feel any different?
I don't know.
I know I have a couple of mechanic friends who are also just big diesel heads, and so anytime anybody brings in a diesel engine, they love it.
Spoil the surprise.
You've got to love what you do. Like, that is just a thing.
It bloody worked!
I like transit buses because the buses, they look really cool. I've wanted to drive one ever since he was 2 years old. And I have a YouTube channel full of buses, and I've reacted because... Oh, you retracted because... Okay. Looks like maybe you messed up the spelling or something. I don't know.
Isn't it? Dark, too.
The reason why I retracted the message,
I never did care for being poked in the eye or having my head chopped off.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
I
dear,
get you.
I seem to have struck a nerve.
How about if I
Yeah,
struck
you
the
see,
buckle of
that's the
bumps?
kind of thing that, like, if you have something you really love like that, like, I want to kind of just, sit back and just say, like, yeah, good job. A little bit of an applaud. That you have something that appeals to you that strongly, and you have, if nothing else, the mindset to want to pursue it like that.
Just the way a castle's escape route should be.
I have a number of things that I like to pursue as like a hobby level, but so many of them are just like, I can't think of myself doing that like professionally for a job.
Even if I am a hero, I'm just one person.
Exactly.
I don't know what the difference is, but it's a mindset difference of
lots of them. Once you prove what you are,
just a drive for it. So I find that kind of cool, and really hope you make it work. That's right. I'm gonna have to do something about these bats.
This is your chance to show us what you've got.
I don't really have a sword yet, do I? No, so it's just magic.
Use your spell against them.
There we go.
Excellent. Did you see that, Jasper?
I forgot how heavy they were in the no all magic at the very beginning of this. I thought I'd at least have a basic sword by now. But they don't really give you a basic sword in this game. Everything's got heroic ties to the overarching story of Fable.
I think we've just seen the first proof of what you are the hero who can lead this land in a revolution. That's just the beginning.
That is some strong belief in me, Walter.
Get ready to cast some magic.
Yeah? Look, I'm just going to have to stand around you guys because they circle you just as much as they want to circle me. Or not. Come on.
Use your spell.
There we go. Now I'm in the thick of them.
Another impressive display, sir. To think, this morning my job consisted of laying out clothes for work. Now I'm a midnight snack for bats.
You'll get used to it. You might want to cover your noses from here on.
I don't think I've ever heard of anyone. I'm sure I've heard of it, but
cover your eyes too, Jeff.
Never heard of anybody personally that gets attacked by bats. I even know somebody who's had a bat in their attic, but like never any that were violent or aggressive in any sense. So I kind of have this understanding of bats as actually being pretty peaceful.
Well, you've certainly got the hang of that spell. Shall we proceed?
Quinn was super excited when we had that friend who had bats in their attic, because he wanted to go over there and be the one to deal with it, but they weren't going to let him.
Not the safest place for us right now, but we should be able to find a way out of the city once we reach the surface.
Quinn also recently had his first, I don't want to say serious injury, but it was the biggest one he's gotten so far from working with his pets. He had a lizard with little tiny, just razor sharp teeth, and the idea is they didn't hurt when they bit him. It was when they had to pull him away from pull the lizard away from where it had bit him on his hand. That the teeth had just scratched along it and took a pretty good scratch out of him.
You know what to do.
Do you know any other gaming YouTubers? I know a couple of them. I know a few people who tried. I don't know of many that stuck with anything. I know a couple that still do the occasional video, but I am trying pretty hard to stick to a video a week at the bare minimum, and I'm also really trying to stick to
what is this place?
Doing the episodic thing, no matter how unpopular it is or however it goes about. Because
he used to speak of it,
there is something about the making of this content that appeals to me. Even if it never catches on, it kind of helps feed a little bit of that creative narrative that I think a lot of people have. A lot of us have,
it is possible, but
maybe darn near everybody, has some kind of creative itch.
The old king must have left
and
it here for you.
Unless you do something with it, like it will just start to eat away at you.
How extraordinary.
And so this,
Does it tell us how to get
there's
out?
a lot of reasons why I do YouTube videos, and the idea of making money is not in that list. And I know a number of people that was their whole reason for it. And so when you're a small channel and it never catches on. Like that.
This map
If your
functions
reason
as a
is
traveling mechanism.
to make
Simply
money and
choose
become
where you
big
want
and
to go
famous,
well, it
I
should
think you're just
take
going to
you
have a rough time on
Marvelous.
YouTube.
Right. We can use that.
Did you see
We'll
Avengers
have plenty of
Endgame?
time
Yes,
to
I
explore
did,
this
and
place
I
later. Right now,
have some
we have a
thoughts on
rather
it.
large task ahead
If you
of
want to
us.
chat
I
on
don't
that.
even know where to start.
It just
Our
it
first
was a
stop will be the
phenomenal
mountains
movie.
of
It was
Mistpeak.
awesome, amazing.
There
It
are
had the
people there
emotional
who would
pulls
make
it needed
great
to,
allies.
and the questions I have
Easily,
didn't really
but they despise Logan.
feel that big of an issue the
And
first
if
time I
anyone
watched
can
it,
persuade them,
and then the second time I went to
it's
see
a
it,
hero.
it was kind of like,
Very
well,
good.
now
will
I know that
continue to
these ones
become
are here,
acquainted
and I'm
with this
seeing some
sanctuary.
others.
No doubt we will need
And then
to
I
full
think on
use
them
its
more,
facilities.
and it's just like, oh
Right, all
wow,
right.
there are some
Find
serious
Mistpeak
plot
on the map
holes and some
let's see if
issues
that
in the
book's
story
telling
here
us the truth.
that, once again, it's not an effect of how great the movie was. It's just an idea that when you slow down and you start thinking about it, you're just like,
Now,
ugh,
that looks
okay,
like the
yeah.
dweller camp in
Maybe I'm just
Mistpeak,
better
just
not
there.
doing
Select that as
that
your
when
destination,
thinking of the
and
Marvel
you should be
movies.
taken there, just like that.
What were your thoughts of it? Since you mentioned that you have seen it now. Let's do the fast travel. I also recently saw the Detective Pikachu movie and even the new Aladdin movie. And I actually think the Aladdin movie is getting a lot more public hate than it probably deserves. Mind you, it's got so much that's just been memed to hell about it, like, you know, the genie. Blue Will Smith is kind of goofy, but
up here.
he doesn't stay blue for the whole movie. You know, it's just that
The people
pretty much
here
that
call
intro scene.
themselves dwellers.
And
They're tough. They're loyal.
Will Smith being
And
Will
like
Smith
I
rather
told
than
you
Blue Will
earlier,
Smith.
they
Way
hate
better
Logan's
as
guts.
genie potential.
Yep. It may not look like much, but this is where the revolution begins. This is
Yep,
what Logan
you get your
has
poor
reduced them to.
people hating life
He's
enough,
taken
and
control of
eventually
these
they're going to want to
mountains
do something
and
about
started
it.
destroying its forests.
And sometimes
I
doing
knew
something
they'd have
about
a
it,
hard time finding food.
when
but I
you
had
take
no
away their
idea it
means
was this
of
bad.
reasonable
The man
discussion
we
and
need to convince
dealing
is
with
Sabine,
things in the non-violent
proud old
ways,
soul,
well,
but a good
you don't
man
leave any
and a
options
good
left.
leader. He
so
won't give his allegiance easily.
these guys have got to be
especially
pushing
to a
right at the
prince.
edge of just something
Perhaps
has
it's
to be
best
done.
if I speak to him alone first. You know, maybe you ought to find some new clothes while I talk to Sabine.
We don't
Something
need
slightly
much.
less
Just
princely.
enough to survive.
We don't need this kind of attention. I only have a little bit of gold, but it should be enough. And maybe you can spread what's left among the people. They need it more than we do.
Where can I find clothes?
No, people
don't
stay
worry.
away from me. I need to buy
You'll find
clothes
someone
first. You
willing
can
to
have a
take
bunch
that
of...
money off you.
The second I get 500 gold, they're like, oh shit, this dude's got money, swarm him. I need to buy these clothes first, guys. And 500 gold isn't really worth it to hold on to at this stage in the game. Is this just tattoos, or what the heck are you supposed to be selling?
to look around.
Where is the clothing shop guy? Alright, just gonna have to use the golden trail. Did I walk right past it? Did I? Or is it just taking me back? Yeah, it's just taking me back to him. What do we got up here? Don't need any of that, whatever that is.
It's so cold here.
Nope. Come on, where are these rough furs and beaten, tattered leather? I swear this is about what I can afford. Yeah, I don't think it's up there. Where's my map? Oh, that could be a problem. I'm slamming all of the buttons trying to find my map. Seriously, where is the clothing guy?
Where did you come from? Did you bring anything?
Yeah, I can't even find the map. I guess I'm just without that for now.
I'm getting so weak I can hardly walk.
Hey, can't find clothes, so we're just going in.
You've come from the city, from Bowerstone, haven't you?
Really?
You must have some food.
That's what I was waiting on. He had to walk in first. He even gave me my money already.
We can't hunt, thanks to the king. What are we going to do?
Maybe I don't have access to the minimap yet because we haven't cleaned up the hero stand.
So good to have you here. Please look
The Avengers Endgame was really good, but I thought it was weird. There's going to be... Is there going to be a new Captain America? I haven't heard anything about
Hello, sir.
that.
This is Jasper. Hello? Is this...
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, Jasper has to clean up
hello.
the sanctuary
Now, included
to
in the
give us
sanctuary
access
is
to all
a
of our
dressing room.
useful
Step
tools
through,
within it.
And I'll show you. I've taken the liberty of laying out your clothes on these mannequins.
Do you know
which
anything
should
about the new
serve
Captain
as
America? I
convenient
haven't heard it at
storage for any
all.
garments you acquired during your travels. Now,
There we go.
there you are. You look just like a dweller. I hope this new outfit is as comfortable as your royal attire, though I suspect the chances of that are quite low. Now that you are properly attired, you should return to Sir Walter. It is time to meet this Sabine that we've heard so much about.
Yeah, well, first of all, now that I have the means, I am going to give out...
A
How do I give
reliable
you
way
cash?
to gather a few followers is by simply interacting with
There we
people.
go.
Try it. I'm sure you'll make an impression.
Didn't mean to do that. Just gonna start hucking fireballs all over.
Death if things don't change.
You think Sabine's got a plan to get us out
Alright,
of this?
on my way up there, let's just keep giving cash. Can I give cash to the kids?
I'd go up to the castle right now and
That's more a thing. There we go.
Hungry.
Come on, kids.
Where did you
Go grab a
come from?
loaf of bread and
Where did you come
don't die of starvation.
That's more like it.
Yeah, remember the end of the
Scruffy
movie
look
when old
suits you.
Captain America gave
I've
some guy
spoken
his
to
shield?
Sabine,
Oh,
explained everything,
yeah,
and
the
he-
Hawk guy.
well,
Not Hawk.
I told
Eye,
you he'd
but-
take some convincing.
I can't
Come
remember
on.
what his hero name is, but he has the full exo, like, Hawk outfit, I think. I think they did that in the comics, too, that he handed the shield off to that guy.
I can't see a thing. So royalty walks into
So
our
there's going to
hall.
be another Captain America
Prince,
movie, but
no
it's not
less.
going to be
You're a
Captain
long
America.
mile from
It's
the
going to
castle,
be
Prince.
that
What do you think of
that
our
guy
hall,
having
then?
his
Do you like
stepping
what your
out
brother
scene.
has done to us? These mountains have always been
I'm
ours.
not sure how I
and
feel about
Logan's
going
taken
back to
them,
the Marvel
and is
movies now that
stripping them of
Endgame has
all
happened,
life.
though. Like,
Oh, we're ready to go to war. But why
they're a
should we
big
follow
deal. They're going to
Logan's
keep
kin?
coming
You can
out. There's
trust
no
me.
way they're
You
going
have my
to
word.
get off this gravy
We don't
train
take
right
much
now.
stock in words round these parts.
But
we're simple folk.
this was like,
Ain't that
if
right,
there's
Boulder?
going to be a time for me to
Then
stop,
what do you want?
this kind of feels like it. And
First,
they have
prove
been
you are truly,
like
as
the
Walter
movies I
claims,
go
a
to see.
hero.
And
This
I
is
don't
easily
often
done.
go to
There's
see a lot of
secret
movies.
chamber beneath the town of Brightwall,
So I kind of
built by
want
your
to
own
jump out
father.
of that and
Only heroes can
go
survive
back
its
to seeing
trials
some
and
other
reach the relics
more
within.
out there
Bring
movies.
me one of these ancient objects and I will believe you. Second, prove you are a warrior worthy of leading us into battle. You can do this by slaying the mercenaries who plague Mist Peak Valley and who have long soured our existence. Third, prove you are a true leader. Persuade our neighbors in Brightwall to share what food they have with us. Boulder.
Oh.
If we cannot eat, we will die, and the dead make poor allies.
Is that all?
Yep, that's the lot. Off you go then.
I
Good
love
luck.
that he gives
Nice
us
knowing
these
you.
three things that, like, in any sort of real sense, like, they would be pretty substantial.
It's nice to see Sabine hasn't mellowed with age. But anyway, I know the place he mentioned. Your father built the chamber under the Brightwall Academy, Albion's greatest seat of learning.
Like, there's
At
a
least
lot
it
of
was,
politics that would
until
play
Logan
into
closed it down.
the three
Just show
basic
the old
requests
librarian
he
your
made.
guild seal. He'll know what it means. I'll try to find out more about these
But in the
mercenaries.
game, they're not going to be
I'll
nearly
see you
that
in
intense.
Brightwall when I have
But I
some
do love that our
information.
prince is just like, oh, that's it? Pff, I got this. I could do that in my sleep. Already on it.
It makes a nice change doing something useful.
Definitely seems a lot more confident than we already were at the start of the game. I think they're making. I wouldn't be surprised if they make a new Spider-Man movie. those are some that I haven't gotten to see for a while, and I've really been wanting to. And I really, like, what really got me on the, no, I need to go see Spider-Man movies, was the Into the Spider-Verse. That looked so good for, like, an animated movie. It had a lot of goofy to it, but, you know, it's an animated movie. It's going to. Or at least, more often than not, it's going to. But the tie-in with all the different Spider-Verses, plus a few that I hadn't heard or seen anything of before, that seemed pretty cool. Is my dog freaking out? Come on, buddy. Oh, I forgot about that. He can help you find treasure. Hell yeah. Although I have to get him trained at finding treasure to find anything really good. But a gemstone? That's a good first find. That's going to be worth some money. I also didn't see any of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. No, wait, maybe I saw the first one. Oh, geez, that's right. All I have is fire. All I have is fire. Get away from me. Back, doggies. Yeah, that's all of them. I completely forgot I don't have a sword or anything yet. Once I get to... Is it Brightwood that we're going? Maybe I can go to Jasper and see if he's unlocked any of my basic hero swords yet. Or maybe I have to buy them. I don't remember. I know there are shops you can buy weapons at, but I thought they were like the non-standard unique skill weapons. But yeah, for a lot of the changes they've made, Miles Morales is one that I actually think is a pretty cool Spider-Man. I like that his powers are also different than Peter's. So it helps make him feel like his own unique hero. Even though he is still just another Spider-Man. Treasure? Oh shoot, I completely missed a few silver keys already too that I know of. Oh well, I don't really need to worry too much about the silver keys or the silver chests. I'm not going for a completionist run, I'm just going for got to be the big hero run. What would be really weird is now that they've killed off Iron Man. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it, but I mean that shit's everywhere now. It'd be weird if they jumped right into a new Iron Man. Although I hope they make use of his family that he left behind within any additional Marvel Universe movies that they do. I loved that his daughter in Endgame was super excited about all the Iron Man outfits and stuff. I kind of hope she takes the mantle up and like a slightly future down the road kind of thing.
I see you're approaching Brightwall, a most charming little hamlet. And a perfect opportunity to acquaint yourself with the fine, honest people of this kingdom, far from the...
yes, our fine, honest
and
people, and we see this guy who's already walking depressed.
Of course, a less charitable mind would term them simpletons, but I encourage you to shop in their stores, drink in their taverns, and otherwise partake in their small-town pleasures.
A thing that I am absolutely going to do, because I actually liked the Brightwall town. There's the bigger, more... I don't know how to call it. I don't know, maybe industrialized town that they have. It's the same one that the second game starts in. think it's where the capital's at. That one seems less like fantasy town-like to me, and I don't know, the appeal of this place kind of fits in that niche pretty well. Halo Master Chief, I do want to ask, are you guys...
By order of the king, we don't serve drinks, we don't sell chicken feed. Please leave before the soldiers suspect you of gaining any real knowledge. Sweet papyrus! A real visitor! I'm afraid I was speaking the truth. King Logan has closed the academy. I'm little more than a custodian these days.
Oh yeah, that's right, I do have that already on me. But yeah, are you guys able to hear the game at all? Do I need to turn the game audio up?
Holy bookmark! The Guild Seal!
Because I do want to play through this game a bit
I haven't seen it
before I
since
make
the
a
old
return
hero
to
King
Halo.
last came here.
Of
Then
which I
you
have some
are
news on, which is kind of sad news.
Oh, my. Please, come this way. Your father told me that one day a challenger bearing the seal would come seeking entrance to the reliquary, but I never imagined it would happen in my lifetime. It was he who founded the academy, of course. I have often wondered how he would react to see it in its present state. Here we are. I can't tell you how many of our researchers and professors have studied this door, hoping to unlock its mechanism. But I knew there was only one thing that would ever open it.
There we go. Yeah, my copy of Halo 2 is apparently not being read by my Xbox. I've cleaned it. I've cleaned the Xbox. I've confirmed that other discs all still work. So for whatever reason, my copy of Halo 2 is it's unfortunately a dead copy of Halo 2. So the next Halo game that I'll be moving on to is going to be Halo 3, and I'll be doing ODST after 3. I don't know what it will go to as far as canonically, but that's the way I'm going to play them. Alright, and I'm going to turn the game audio up here since he does mention that I could up it a little bit, so give me a moment while I work on that. I don't have a small dial that I can just turn, but it shouldn't be that hard to make use of it. Alright, how's that? I'm thinking either that or maybe that for the game audio. There's no talking right now, so it's just going to be ambient backdrop noise. So maybe we'll see how it goes once people start yelling at me in the game. I can kind of... There's the sound of the fire effect, so you can get an idea for how little bit of a difference I had it go there. Another game I've been wanting to go back and do a video on was going to be... I really wanted to play Skyrim again, and I wanted to do that on the Switch, because it has a nice... the incorporation of the motion controls on the controller itself.
Ah, hello, Jasper here again. I believe that amazing device is what is known as a flit switch.
Need to get me a sword.
However, on the subject of amazing things, you will not believe what I have just found in the sanctuary. You should come back...
There we go, we'll head back, get our sword finally.
This sanctuary contains an armory, within which there are some truly remarkable weapons, heroic weapons, which your father left for you. This way, please.
Where are... There we go.
Now, admittedly, these weapons don't appear particularly impressive yet. However, according to the book, they actually change...
I don't know, which one are you feeling? The sword or the hammer?
Deadly and developing.
I'm going to take the sword for now, but if you want me to switch over to the hammer, I have no issue doing that.
Cut a swathe through your foes, and depending on whom you kill and how, it will grow ever more powerful. Well,
there should also be a gun somewhere.
You should return to the chambers underneath Brightwall Academy. Ah, yes, the flit switch. Now, The way you activate these is by hitting them. Your new weapon should serve that purpose ably.
I don't remember in this particular game. I don't think I used the sword nearly as much as I did in the second one. I think a lot of this was heavy magic focused, and then the gun for anytime I needed like quick fire. Maybe I have it backwards. Maybe it was the second one that I did a lot of the magic work. Alright, let's get in there with the sword. You can actually start to unlock skills in the game that affect the usefulness of your weapons. Like killing these hollow men in this game. It'll actually start to change the actual appearance of the sword. But on top of that, oh no, they're building up. Just get in there and big fireball. AoE, just walk into it, guys. There we go. New dig spot? Where is it, boy? You look confused. Getting caught up on the game. I think there might be one down here in like this pile here or something. Is this it? Am I right? If anything, that's a sign of just probably playing this game too much, or at least the start of it. Because Lord knows I don't remember the end game nearly as much as I do the beginning. It's a terrible habit I have with games. Once I've beaten one once, and I get the urge to play it, I'll play it until that urge fades, and then it's like, well, I more or less know the ending. I think that's magic. There we go. And I think on this one, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that there's a possible missable treasure chest. Alright, there we go. I'll trigger that one. Get to one of these treasure guys. But then I need to work my way back so that I can get that other one. Mining gloves, don't really need it. Yeah, see, now that I've triggered one here, like I can't trigger this one. I think that's how you can wind up missing some of these. I may be horribly wrong. Alright, I'm going to bring you guys over here so I don't accidentally trigger any of those. Right now, the fire magic is just so powerful. But eventually, you'll start running into enemies that, like, they just laugh off the first level spells. Have you ever played any of the Fable games? A lot of people don't remember Fable 3 all that fondly. I think backtrack this way a little. I think a lot of people kind of hold Fable 2 as the big Fable game. And a lot of people do... No, damn it, you assholes. Didn't want to trigger that one. I wanted to go this way. Damn it. I do think a lot of people remember Fable 1 and Fable 2 a lot better than they do Fable 3. I actually liked Fable 3 a lot, but it is combat-wise a bit more weak in comparison. Alright, made it over here. I may be horribly wrong about being able to miss these chests. I do know I missed it on at least 1 or 2 of my playthroughs. And that just might be a matter of not going back and actually doing the task. Alright, nothing over here. But yeah, in trying to get Halo 2 to work, I even went through and I cleaned the Xbox controller we had. Which, we have 2 of them. We have just a basic, you know, slightly see-through green one. But then we have the actual specific Halo console green one. And so I have been using just the standard basic see-through green one. That, oh wait, I can get an item here. There we go. I've been using that basic see-through green one, and it has been really janky. It had so many problems when I was playing Halo 1. Is that it? Guess so. So I cracked it open, and I started cleaning it out, and I realized that whatever had gunked it up got pretty deep in that whole controller, and it almost seemed like maybe some super glue got in there somehow, somewhere. And I don't know when or how that would have happened, but went through and I cleaned all that up and I got it running pretty smooth. And then on top of all of that issues, I realized that the pillars that were holding the screws in place to put the controller back together, a couple of them had been chipped away and the plastic was so dry and crumbly from probably whatever affected.
So, this is how it ends. I steal the blueprints for the dungeon from the architect who built it. Find the secret entrance on the other side of Mistpeak. Almost get killed by several hollow men. Stub my toe against a rock so that it really hurts when I walk. And now this. I know there's a great treasure in here somewhere. And I know it has something to do with these braziers. I just don't know what. But I'm not leaving until I solve this riddle.
Well, he definitely stuck to what he had said. He did not leave here. Alright, yeah, I'm not going to go through there yet. I'm going to solve this. And it's literally just a matter of lighting them. Although maybe they had to be lit with the magic in question. Maybe just basically lighting them doesn't give you what it needs to open up. Got a silver key. Do I really want to jump down? I mean, I'm going to have to backtrack then, but I think there's a few items this way too. There we go. But yeah, whatever had gotten in the controller, it seemed like it had even started eating away at the pillars holding those in place. So I wasn't sure how the heck I was going to go about fixing that. Because, like, once those pillars are damaged, like, that's it. That's the pillar's gone. But I realized that I did have some plastic glue that I could use for the ones that were cracked, but were still there, and I'm hoping that's going to reinforce it a little bit. And then the ones that were gone, I do have some plastic rods that I could drill through and hopefully get those to go in. I haven't cut those to size or anything yet. It's really just kind of like I cleaned up the controller. I made it work far better and more properly than it was before. But to try and fix that, like, it's not going to be green then, and it's going to lose that see-through ability in those spots if I do try to fix it that way. And so I'm holding off on that. Maybe I can find some generic clear plastic. I know you can get, like, plastic dowels. So the controller right now is a little fragile, but nothing sticks, and it plays a lot smoother. Oh, come on. There we go. Just go back to the magic. The magic worked. I had a couple of sword swings there that I swear my sword went right through the enemy. Did you get regular Xbox from GameStop or the Exchange? No, actually, the original Xbox we have, I believe, came from our friend Caleb. It was his old one, and he wasn't even sure if the darn thing worked at all. I'm not sure if we got the Xbox 360 from him. At least the first one we have. We have a different 360 now. Ooh, take me to that treasure. Where you got, treasure boy? You were getting stuck on all the walls. There it is. But yeah, we got it from Caleb, and it was his old one, and it had just sat in his closet for who knows how many years. So I had to take it out. I had to clean it up. I had to get all the dirt and grime out of it. I don't remember if there was anything I had to replace. I don't think there was. I think it all worked. It was just a matter of cleaning it up.
Hello, yes. You'll recall that I mentioned that flit switches require a knock from a melee weapon. Well, it seems that's
so we do have the one we got from him was the Green Halo Special Edition console. When we got the 360, we actually had the old classic non-HD 360. And I gave that one away as a holiday gift to a family that
some firearms were located.
They didn't have any game consoles. They didn't even have a TV. And so I sent them a TV and that Xbox 360. And then we came across, for ourselves, what I replaced it with was one of the Elite consoles.
So the weapons
and then I gave that one away when we got the Halo. I think it's the Halo 3, maybe that. No, I think it's the Halo 4 console. I think it actually says it on it that it's the Halo 4. It's kind of like a blue metallic-y design.
As you use them, becoming ever more fearsome.
All right, now this is a real question. Do I take the pistol or the rifle? Right now, the rifle's power is pretty nice, and the pistol's rate of fire is kind of the only trade-off. But I love endgame using the pistol. I think I'm going to take the rifle for now, though.
The rifle. Marvelous. No one's going to get close to you if you don't want them to. The pistol will remain here should you wish to use it instead. In the meantime, experiment and see what incredible properties are waiting to be unlocked.
Alright, now I can just... Bang. You can even start taking some pop shots at these guys. So yeah, our rifle only has a rate of fire of 2. And then before we have to reload. And the reload is kind of the big slowdown with it. Ah, jeez. Ow! Stop it. Those are the first ones to get a hit off on me. But yeah, after we got the Wii, I need to specify that it's not just exclusively me that has these consoles. Quinn owns a few of them. I know he owns the Dreamcast and the Genesis. Jesus. Back off. Switching from the rifle to the sword takes a little bit before I can start swinging. And I'm underestimating that little bit of a delay. There we go. Now my dog was going ballistic. What has he got over this way? Nothing? I don't know if maybe he was barking at the bone men who were just about to be the hollow men or whatever they call them. That were just getting brought in. Maybe he was freaking out about that chest. The one that's obvious and right in the way of everything. Alright, we got a couple of bigger skelly men here. There we go. Anyways, like I was saying, after we got that console, I came across a few more, including one that was heavily damaged. And I wound up giving that one away as well. That one was also one that went away with... Geez, you guys again? I wanted to open the chest. There was another one I gave away with a TV. I also gave away a Wii and... there was a like a Retron 3 or whatever. It did the Sega games, the Nintendo, and the Super Nintendo games. I think those are the 3 it played. And I gave that away with the TV. So, like, when I give these away, I really want to have it be like a complete package. Because when you're giving things to the, unfortunately, financially hindered individuals, if you don't give them a TV to go with it, like, they might not have one in the household. And I realize that some of these people might see more value in this thing as being sold so that they can, like for the 360s, back when the 360s were still really relevant, I totally understood that the parents in that household might make the decision that needing to feed their family takes precedence over having their kids have some form of entertainment. Totally fine with me if they had to end up selling it. But I know at least a couple of the families were really excited to be able to give their kids something to keep them out of having to, mess around on the streets. Take from that what you will. I was doing those as, like a regular holiday package for a while, too. Like, it wasn't just exclusively Christmas, but I did do, like, the big full packages on Christmas. Oh, geez, get out of there. They're gonna hurt me. Sorry. There's enough of them here, and I've taken a bit of damage. There we go. But yeah, I wanted to share the gift of gaming to whatever extent I could, so I'd put together a package of the consoles, the TVs, a couple of relevant games, any that I think might catch their interest. I know I did a couple of the sports games, things I don't actually keep on hand, but I had to go out and buy them. Hey, Furious Gaming, hello. Welcome to the stream.
Done well. Now,
just taking a look at an old favorite.
There is much you need to know.
Alright, I think we're going to start having to make decisions on what upgrades we get. And I don't know if I want to buy a new spell, upgrade the fire spell. I don't even know what options we have yet, but I know that those are some things you can wind up picking from. So I guess we'll take a look at what we got before I make a decision.
Congratulations, hero. Touching the guild seal was an indication of what you could become. Reaching the music box has proven what you already are. No one but a hero could have done it. You have begun to learn what powers you possess, and there is still greater potential within you. But you have only taken the first step in your journey. Albion is crying out for a revolution, and for someone to lead it. Winning supporters to your cause will be hard. Leading them against Logan will be an even greater challenge. But it's one you must accomplish.
I'll make him pay for what he did.
This is not a matter of personal vengeance. As long as your brother sits on the throne, Albion is in great danger. Open the music box. It will show you the truth.
Trying to let the story actually have the major story points actually get covered by the game, so that's why I'm trying not to talk so much right now.
This is my Albion. Its cities will bow to my law, or they will burn. Its mountains will bend to my will, or they will fall. This is my Albion. Its people will do as I say, or they will die. Its future will be as I decree, or it will end. I've seen what must be done, and nothing will stand in my way. We will be greater, and we will be stronger, no matter what sacrifices we must make. This is my Albion, and I will see it destroyed before I surrender it.
I love
If
the
any part of
path
you still
they take
doubted
with
the
the brother
necessity of a
when you start to
you have your
dissect
answer.
more of the game.
The kingdom will face its own annihilation under your brother's rule. Now, do whatever you must to gain your first ally, for you cannot lead a rebellion without followers. Sabine is a good man, and his people are strong.
Alright, so I think we've only so far managed to complete his first request. Alright, better melee damage. I don't know if I want to use the gun more or the melee, but I do really like the gun. Do more magic with any spell? Oh yeah, no, I need that one. Even if I wind up switching what spells I have, I need to be able to make sure that they do some damage. I think I can also combine spells in this game, so I can do like fire and ice, or fire and lightning. I like the lightning one, so I'm going to pick this one up. Do I have to buy the ability to... Oh, absolutely. This is like the main source of income over time. Being able to buy property, and you can rent it out, or you can even buy shops. Alright, so I guess I'm buying pretty much everything in this first stage. I guess they're still giving me, like, important enough ones. But then I have to decide if I want to go melee or firearms. The thing is I love the pistol, and so I'm gonna get this one, I guess, the next opportunity I get to spend the money. Being able to make the pistol able to, like, close the gap between where the rifle is now for damage and where the pistol is now. If I can get the pistol up to where the rifle is now, it's now far more viable. You can get some that have much better reload times. The rate of fire is nice. The only thing you really wind up missing out on is the range. And I often find that to not be much of an issue in this game.
Blessed index cards. You made it. This is cause for great rejoicing. Albion has a hero again.
I mean,
if ever I can be of assistance,
based on what you want to
will
define
be
a
honored
hero
to
as.
serve you.
I knew you would succeed, sir.
Thank you, Jasper.
You now have proof positive of your heroic status. And I believe Walter has made some progress with the mercenary problem. He is waiting for you outside the local tavern.
One thing I think is going to be really nice on this, as far as an RPG to play over time, is it has the golden trail of where your next major objective is. So even if I leave and come back in a week for another stream, or if I possibly do on Monday, thank you, holiday, so I'll actually have that day off. If I do one Monday, you know, I could pick right up. But then if I wait all the way until next Friday to do one, the game has a very nice method of saying, you weren't here for a while, this is where you need to go. Although I've got to say, the game is not doing its finest showing for a stable running.
You were successful then. Bloody marvelous. You'll be glad to know I have some information on the mercenaries Sabine mentioned. They're led by a man called Saker. He used to be a soldier, but always
I don't remember if this is the one where there's the big burly guy leading the mercenaries, or if it's another guy.
So it won't be easy to get in. But I have a plan.
I'll likely get some confusion and crossover between 2 and 3.
Come here and I'll buy your stuff, okay?
I do think the second one had a stronger ending.
But
I like the overall way they go about this one.
Killer. His name's Clarence, but everybody calls him Jimmy. He was drinking in the pub all day and generally making life unpleasant for everyone. It wasn't hard to get him completely pickled. These young thugs. Bloody lightweight, if you ask me. Anyway, take his clothes and you'll have a free pass into their camp. Just try not to think about what those stains might be.
I love Walter as a character. He's a fun, obvious retired soldier kind of guy.
You're not likely to convince anyone without a bit of extra effort. Even
But out
these
of all the
idiots will
characters in
notice
the
if you
game,
don't
like I
have
think
his
he's one that I
beard or
like the
tattoos.
most.
I'm sure you can get hold of what you need around town, though. In the meantime, I'll find out who to talk to about getting food to the dwellers. They might not have much to spare here, but they're kind people.
Alright, so
They'll
at this
just
point
need a
I am
little
going to
convincing.
need some money to
Anyway,
start
good luck
buying what
dealing with Seika
I'm
and his
missing, and
mercenaries.
oh boy.
It'll be your first
He was
taste
straight
of
up
real
wearing
battle.
a thong.
But I know you'll do just fine.
Jimmy, boy. You party hard, I guess.
Business has been so bad lately. I'm practically giving it away.
So I do want to show what the process of earning money in this game is going to be. But we have pretty much hit the hour mark. Where is the... I thought it was right around here. Farther up? Is this one of them? I know there's a pie maker that does one of these. Loot hero. Alright, we'll take the loot minigame. So, it's a minigame, and the more successful you are at the minigame, the harder they make it. And the harder they make it, the more money you earn per successful completion of it. So this one's pretty obvious. You hit the button. As it scrolls over which one. You make 8 gold per success. But now we'll be making a little bit more per success. We were making 8, now we're making 16. And it builds up. It's actually a pretty good way to earn money pretty quickly. Although, if I try to go faster than the buttons pop up, apparently I miss anyways.
If you think about it, by helping me, you're helping yourself. But don't think about it too much.
So I actually have to slow down for it. But the loot hero isn't exactly a big way to make money. That said, I do want to do a lot of the money making off screen. And since we have hit our hour, I am going to wrap it up here. So thank you so much for stopping in. I'm hoping to do another stream. Probably Monday. I don't know. I have been swamped this past week. Which is why my entire scheduling for this week has been what it has been. And why I have been so drained. I actually hit a point where I just fell down and just fell asleep today. It was that bad. But thank you so much for stopping in and watching. I hope you guys are gonna enjoy Fable as much as I did. And hopefully as much as I will continue to enjoy it. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time.